parliamentary coach was made to clean and scrub with a rubbity-dub-dub-dub. And work her fingers to the bone. A woman's place is in the home. A woman wasn't born to lead. A man's the one who plants the seed. There's no need for equality. A woman needs security to work her fingers to the bone. A woman's place is in the home.
We totally disagree. We totally disagree. A woman's place is in the world. Enough, enough, insults filled. She's meant to stand in line, not rubbity-dub all the time. No more endless toil and empty hand. A woman's place is in the land. All women, they should have the vote. You disagree, you've missed the vote. There's still room for equality. We all need security. Instead of picking the bone, every person's place is in the home.
Who's Kate Shepherd?
Didn't she replace the Queen?
What, in England?
No, on the $10 note.
Why'd they do that?
I don't know. Let's go and find out why.
Come on.
We've won. We've won. 1893, a landmark for democracy and human rights. New Zealand was the first country in the world to grant women the vote.
Interactive drama.
Mrs. Shepherd?
Indeed. Born in Liverpool in 1848. Father a lawyer who believed that children should have a broad education. Believed in us speaking our mind. Debate was encouraged, so that stood me in good stead when I came to New Zealand in 1869 and took up the challenge.
The challenge?
Improving the lot of women. You take that woman there, a typical case. 2 children, husband a drunkard who drank away his meager wages, trying to escape from the meanness of his life, sweated factory labor and squalid home conditions. I joined the Women's Christian Temperance Union to help women in her condition. We battled the purveyors of the demon drink, the publicans and the brewers like Mr. Fish of Otago. We tried to stop the sale of liquor. Her husband, drunk as a lord, fell into the Avon River and drowned. Ended up in the Clarendon Hotel morgue, set aside especially for the likes of him and his fellows. The councillors eventually put along a chain fence along the banks of the Avon to stop this occurring. Is it still there? The Women's Christian Temperance Union had a mission. Stop the abuse of women and children. Down with the demon drink. Votes for women. These were our goals. To gain the attention of Parliament, we set about making a petition. Out we went, took to the streets and the byways on our bicycles. The iron horse. It freed women from their corsets and their chaperones. Our steed to take on the chauvinistic men. Scared them, we did. Our newfound mobility scared them.
Put more paste on, lad.
Another revolution, another turn of the wheel, and the skirt that's aptly divided is not just for dancing the reel. Women everywhere riding, our women brave and strong, Watches the wheels keep turning as the bicycle runs along. She puts her feet down, avoiding a drunk, and pedals along with a load. She's independent and there's more. She's now the queen of the road. Delightful freedom, feeling blessed. The invention of the knicker dress. Watches the wheels keep turning, and she's the queen of the road. And in the 1880s in the sphere land, 45,000 women on wages couldn't vote. Well, where's the justice in that? And it's all in the history pages. Another revolution, another turn of the wheel. The skirt that's aptly divided.
The brazen hussy! No sense of decorum! Unsexed rabble-rouser! I see the ruination of family life! Family destroyer!
She puts her feet down, avoiding a drunk, and pedals along with her load. She's independent and there's more. She's now the queen of the road. Delightful freedom, feeling blessed. The invention of the knicker dress. Watches the wheels keep turning, and she's the queen of the road.
How did you get the men to change their minds?
The power of the written word. Pamphlets, dozens of them. And letters, hundreds, thousands of them to politicians and newspapers. And how the editors responded. And, of course, the petitions. Tens of thousands of signatures. All of them sent to Parliament, to the corridors of power and the chambers of debate.
Was there anyone in Parliament on your side?
Indeed there was. A few of good quality like Alfred Saunders and Sir John Hall. They could match the likes of Mr. Fish and Mr. Seddon.
How many petitions?
There were several over 3 years, and the last had 31,872 signatures. 1/4 of the New Zealand female population. The biggest in parliamentary history. Now they'll have to listen.
I recommend to you all the bill for female suffrage. We believe that the women of New Zealand should vote.
Why? When have women ever voted?
It is just. The question we should ask is not why should women vote, but why not?
The sexes are not equal.
A democratic government like that of New Zealand admits that every adult person not convicted of crime nor suspected of lunacy has a right to a voice in the construction of laws which all must obey.
This will lead to a petticoat government, as my friend Mr. Seddon has warned me.
Queen Victoria is a woman, and Queen Elizabeth was a great ruler.
I don't want to be controlled by a woman.
It has not been proved that women are less intelligent than men, nor should they be treated like lunatics or convicts.
I heard it pointed out in this very house by Mr. Blake that it has been proved that women have 5 ounces less brain than men.
Women have excelled as writers and as poets, and some have graduated from university and qualified as doctors.
There were no clever men around at the time.
Women are just as affected by the prosperity of the country as men are, and they suffer just as much as men from any national errors and mistakes.
Women in politics is against nature and against God.
The women have presented reasonable and logical arguments.
It would be a social calamity to politicize women.
The presence of women at the polling booth would raise the tone of election day.
A man would come home and his dinner would not be ready.
This reform would give New Zealand a leading place in the empire.
Because women are more constantly concerned with the welfare of children, they think in terms of the future.
As the member for Cheviot has said, if a woman voted against her husband, he may, in a fit of rage, wring her neck.
Women are committed to the supremacy of right over might.
There is not one good housewife in the colony who wants to vote.
I am delighted to have presented to the House 2 enormous petitions. one in 1891 with more than 10,000 signatures, and one in 1892 with 20,074 signatures. And now, a petition signed by over 31,000 women, the largest New Zealand has ever seen.
Probably all tailoresses.
His arguments are weak. They cannot ignore the weight of numbers. The women must win.
Sir John Hall brought this petition to the House. He staggered into the chamber, carrying this huge roll of paper, and asked for assistance to unroll it. I seethed as the solid reel was bowling along the floor to the other end of the chamber without looking any smaller. As strongly as I spoke out against this damnable petition, support was on the side of the women. Seddon tried to rig the vote, but the councillors were so furious with him that they voted for the women's suffrage. We had lost.
A telegram from Sir John Hall. Bill passed by 2. Hurrah! At last! Although I dare not celebrate until the Governor-General has signed the electoral bill, making it law. This is just the beginning. More must follow. There is so much we can achieve now.
The women are making a monster petition, The women are making a monster petition,
The numbers are growing and thousands are signing, while state politicians are whining and dining. It's been a man's world. Been a man's world.
The women are making a monster petition, The women are making a monster petition,
The strength is in numbers and not in your doubt. The votes from within and not from without. It's been a man's world. It's been a man's world.
The women are making a monster petition, The women are making a monster petition, The women are making a monster petition, The women are making a monster petition,
Children, we must be vigilant. The fight goes on, and you must take on the cause.
She was impressive, eh?
She did some of what she set out to do.
Takes time to get things done these days.
We definitely got more than our $10 worth.